Level 1 Limbo. The first level, Limbo, isn't really considered hell, it's more like Earth, with the only punishment being the eternal awareness that their state will never change. Dante describes it as a place where instead of screaming, there is sighs. It's where unbaptized babies and righteous people who lived before Christ reside, such as Plato and Socrates. Some of these figures, like Adam, Abel, Noah, and Moses, were later able to ascend to heaven when Jesus descended to Limbo and brought them along. Julius Caesar is also in Limbo, as Dante admired ancient Rome but couldn't place him in heaven due to his pre-Christian birth. Before the first actual level, Minos. Before reaching the first actual level of hell, there is Minos, a figure from ancient Greek mythology who judges where souls need to go in the underworld based on their actions. When someone encounters Minos, they are compelled to tell the truth. Level 2, Lust. Level 2 is for those who committed sins of lust. This level is characterized by great winds, like hurricanes, which blow people around endlessly without respite. According to Dante's principle of contrapasso, those who were driven by their passions in life are now driven by the literal winds of hell. Notable figures here include Dido, Paris, and Cleopatra, the latter not only for her lust but also for being an enemy of Rome. Level 3, Gluttony. In Level 3, there is a constant downpour of rain, sleet, snow, and hail, with people being battered by ice. Cerberus, the three-headed dog from Greek mythology, roams this level, tearing people apart. However, since they cannot they either regenerate or remain in a perpetual state of suffering. This punishment reflects the principle of contrapasso, where those who were always consumed by their appetites are now subject to being consumed. Most souls here lie down to avoid Cerberus, and when it attempted to attack Dante, Virgil distracted it by throwing dirt in its mouths. On Judgment Day, souls will be reunited with their bodies in a state of perfection, which in hell means perfect suffering. Level 4. Greed. Upon entering Level 4, Dante sees a sea of people clashing with each other, fighting with large money bags. He notices some bald figures, commonly friars, and learns from Virgil that half of them are church members, while the other half are people who hoarded wealth. They now struggle in a fruitless battle, reflecting their earthly obsession with material wealth. Faces here are unrecognizable due to years of fighting, making it impossible to identify any famous figures. By the way, if you're interested in political ideologies, you might want to check out this video on the top right. Don't forget to watch it after this one. It could be quite informative for you. Level 5. Wrath. Level 5 is for those who were perpetually angry or mean. It features a swampy marsh where people push each other down to rise above. Bubbles rise from the swamp caused by those submerged beneath, who are eternally screaming and lamenting. This level also includes the river Styx, filled with souls. Dante and Virgil travel across the Styx on a boat piloted by Phlegias, a figure from Greek mythology. As they approach the city of Dis, Dante witnesses a red light, indicating the fortified city encompassing the 6th through 9th circles of hell. When they reach the gates, fallen angels attempt to prevent their entry, but a heavenly angel arrives to open the gates and scold the demons for obstructing Dante and Virgil's divine mission. Thank you if you've watched this far. If you're having fun, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if there's something you're curious about, let me know in the comments. Now, let's move on to Level 6. Level 6. Heresy. Level 6 is the first layer where souls actively suffer for their sins against others. The heretics are housed in tombs cut from rock, which are constantly stoked with flames. Fallen angels ensure the proper suffering of the damned. Among the souls here is King Frederick II, a rival of Dante's political faction during the Papal Imperial conflict. Level 7. Violence. The 7th level is divided into 3 rings. The outer ring for violence against others, the middle ring for violence against oneself, and the inner ring for violence against God. The outer ring features the river Phlegeton, a boiling blood river where souls are immersed according to their sins. The centaurs guard this area and prevent any escape. The middle ring is a dark forest where souls are transformed into trees, tormented by harpies. The trees are actually people who committed and are now eternally trapped in their arboreal form. The inner ring consists of a scorching desert with souls who are burned by falling fire. Those who lie down to escape the heat are punished further by exposing their bodies to the flames. Here Dante encounters Capaneus, a giant, and the usurers, who are punished for their greed. Level 8. Fraud. Level 8 is divided into 10 ditches or bolgias, each for different kinds of fraud. First bolgia, for those who betrayed their loved ones. They are chased by devils and whipped if they move too slowly. Second bolgia, for deceptive speakers, where they are submerged in a pit of excrement, reflecting their deceitful nature. Third bolgia, for simoniacs, who sold sacred things like sacraments or pardons. They are buried in fiery pits with flames shooting up, burning their feet. Fourth bolgia, for sorcerers and magicians who have their heads twisted backwards and must walk in reverse for eternity. Fifth bolgia, for barrators, those who engaged in political corruption. They are submerged in boiling tar and restrained by devils. Sixth bolgia, for hypocrites who wear heavy robes that are beautiful on the outside but hide their true ugly nature. They must wear these robes forever, and Caiaphas, the high priest who advised the crucifixion of Jesus, is crucified in the middle of this bolgia. Seventh bolgia, for thieves pursued by lizard-like creatures that sting them, turning them to ash, only to regenerate in an eternal cycle. Eighth bolgia, for evil counselors and leaders. Souls are engulfed in small fires that look like fireflies. Figures like Ulysses are punished here. Ninth bolgia, for sowers of discord who are continually torn apart and thrown into a sea of carnage. 10th bolgia, for falsifiers who suffer from terrible diseases and infections covered in scabs that itch, bleed, and regenerate. Stop the video before we move on to level 9 and tell me what you think in the comments. If there's a topic you'd like me to explain, feel free to mention it below. I read all your comments and they are very valuable to me. Now let's go to level 9. Level 9. Treason. The 9th and deepest level of hell is a frozen lake, divided into 4 regions based on the nature of the betrayal, against kin, country, guests, and God. The souls are frozen from the neck down in the ice with their own tears freezing around them. At the center of this lake is Lucifer himself, described as having 3 faces, black, red, and yellow. Each face has its own tears and blood, creating a river of torment. The most punished souls here include Brutus, Cassius, and Judas Iscariot, who is in the central mouth of Lucifer, suffering the most extreme torment with his skin stripped away. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. If you enjoyed and learned something, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If there's anything you're curious about or want to ask, feel free to drop it in the comments. I read all of them, and they are really valuable to me. Also, make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. See you soon.